How's everybody doing? My name is Augie with VIP Playlist. I'm here with my stunning co-host.
It's Adam. What's up, guys?
And today we have a guest that's been on the show. He was actually the very first interview I ever released back in like 2020. It's been a long time. You want to introduce yourself and what band? And well, you do everything for the band now. So
What's up? It's good to be back. This is Jeremy from Groans. Yeah, I do most of the writing and most of the recording for Groans. But thanks for having me on again.
yeah, man, no problem at all, dude. We enjoyed it last time. You made a pretty banging playlist. I don't know if you remember it. You
I
have,
don't remember the playlist exactly, but I
yeah,
remember
it was
doing
called
that.
Dirty Worms. It's a solid name for a playlist, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We had Underoath, Zayo, Emery, Agnes Obel, a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit of Bring Me the Horizon, As Cities Burn, North Lane, Johnny Cash, The Agony Scene, uh, NF, which was like you know,
Yeah.
and
Dang,
then
that's a pretty wild playlist.
yeah, man.
For
Weird
sure.
weird thing is I still listen to all those bands just as equally as much, honestly.
Hey, that's good, man. I do too. Most of
Yeah.
those I still listen to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So I don't know. Do you want to just update this playlist with some music, or do you want to make another one, or do you just want to chat? I mean, it's all up to you what we do today, man.
Oh no, don't make it up to me. I'm so indecisive. You just tell me. You're the host. Tell me what to
Uh,
do.
um, I tell you what, we'll just update this one with a couple, and then I'll re-release this one because this one was like
Okay.
I don't have a photo on it or nothing. I've been doing photos and all kinds of cool stuff with the new
Mm,
updated podcast. So
gotcha.
y'all just released Tongue Tied as well. And before we get into that though, let's talk about I wanted to ask you about the member change and like you're doing everything by yourself now.
Yeah. Well, so Earthcrones was always kind of like my brainchild, I guess.
Yeah.
And it started originally. It just started off as like a solo project, where I was just gonna write and record a record, and then after I did that, I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? I kind of want to tour with this, or I kind of want to try giving this a shot. And so I did, and then things kind of took off for it. So I just like stuck with it. But yeah, so I had some other guys playing with me back then, and they played for about 2 3 years or so, and then one of them was kind of like half Zach. He was like half video and half music, and he kind of said like, well, I need to do one thing 100%.
Yeah.
So as you're getting older, you have to like kind of like make those decisions and such. And
Hmm.
yeah, so he decided to do video, which he kills and he's awesome at, and he's got a really good job now because of it. But when he was quitting, then our bassist at the time was like kind of like, well, if he's going, I'm gonna go too. And then COVID and
Yeah.
life happens, and so here we are. Yeah, and it's just me plus whoever kind of like hire on, to play for me on tour.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up.
So,
Has it made it been, harder or easier to kind of make,
well,
music by yourself or
yeah, there's some ups and downs with it. I mean, I had already been like writing the music by myself, I guess. So when it comes to the writing side of things, that was all kind of the same. But when it comes to touring, obviously that's a little trickier. Well, it's trickier and it's not, because when you have a set band, when you have a set members, and you tour as much as we did, or we're trying to, it's hard to pay your bills, especially when you're playing metalcore.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
Yeah.
with there was a point, where we were having to turn down tours because members couldn't afford to tour as much as we were touring. And like I'm like, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll sell
Hmm.
stuff. I'll whatever. But not everybody has that that same mindset. So
Sure.
we were having to turn down some tours because members weren't able to afford it, which is understandable. But now the way it is now, how I'm running things, it's like, well, it doesn't necessarily matter because I can, if one member can't do it, I'll just go, find somebody else that can afford to do it, or, whatever. Or, there's a little more flexibility as
Mhm.
far as like when we get a tour offer. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you know, if I say, if I think it's going to be good for the band and good for the business and the brand, then I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then I just have to find the members that, are able to tour for it. So it gives me a little bit more freedom there. We don't have to turn down tours for the sake of, members not being able to do it, or members not interested, or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think you're gonna sort of keep it this way for a while? Are you open to kind of having some more permanent members?
I'm definitely open to having permanent members. I mean, ideally, that's what it would turn into, is that I'd
Right.
find some guys that I mesh with really well, and
Gotcha.
and I do have like some select guys. Like I have I have like two or three different drummers that I usually like stick with, and then I have like a couple different. Same with like I have like two guitarists that I'll bounce between, whoever can do it, and then same with bass. So
Okay.
I've like a couple people that like I stick with, and I don't like to, I don't like the idea of touring with people I don't know, just because
Hmm.
like you might get on the road and find out 2 days later, like, oh, this dude sucks. Now I gotta stay
Yeah.
in that. Now I gotta live in with a van with him for the next 2 weeks, and he's gonna ruin my life.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
I get
I
that.
would like, yeah, I'd like to find some guys, and just stick with them. But I don't know. We'll just see. It's just like I'm just trying to keep, like, in every band that I've been in, I've always been kind of the last one standing, because, I'm just like, I'm a very driven dude. I'm like, this is what I want to do. But not everybody as intense as I am when it
Yeah.
comes to like, you know, doing music and everything. And I get that, because it's like, it's a really, really hard industry. It's really hard to be successful. It's really hard to even just make a living.
Yeah.
So I definitely get it.
It hasn't slowed you down at all, it seems.
You have other ventures, like you do the All Poetic Studio as well, right?
Yep. Yeah. So that's my real job. But
I like the way you put that.
yeah, that pays for me to be able to tour and stuff. So
Yeah. And
it's a
that's
pretty
just
it's a
mixing
go
and
ahead.
mastering music for people.
Yeah, I do everything full service. So tracking, mixing, and mastering. I got a full studio set up here in South Dakota. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm pretty lucky. I mean, the only thing I've ever really wanted to do was make music, record music, and write music. So I'm doing it. Obviously, not making a ton of money or anything like that, but like that's cool. I don't need anything fancy. I just like want to be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's awesome. How's the weather over there in South Dakota?
We have a heat wave today. It was over 40 for the first time in a
Oh,
long time.
Look at that. You could put on your shorts and your t-shirt today.
yeah.
Dude, I was wearing shorts actually earlier. But yeah, we had a wild winter. We hit some crazy records since the 1900s for amount of
Dang.
snowfall. And
Wow.
apparently it's supposed to like snow a bunch more yet this month, or it's supposed to snow a bunch, I think, in like tomorrow or the day after. So we're
Yeah.
definitely not out of winter yet. Unfortunately, winter will last like up till like sometimes even June. It will snow in May once in a while.
What?
Yeah,
That's
very.
insane.
Yeah, it's a
Dude,
brutal. It's
we got
brutal every
no
year.
snow.
Yeah, rub
We
it in.
got, we got, it
Not us.
froze. Well, maybe not you. It froze in Dallas. But like, for instance, like yesterday morning, it was 30, and then
Yeah,
tomorrow it's going to be like 80.
dude,
So
it
I just wish it was
kills my
pick one or the other.
sinuses.
Like,
Oh yeah,
you can't even dress for it. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
I woke up this
yeah,
morning and my sinuses were all stopped up. My throat was hurt. And I was like, God dang it. Because
yeah.
it's been colder the last week than it has been all winter. And it's like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
also spring, so there's like pollen. Everything's yellow right now.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
crazy.
right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, things don't start getting green here till late May.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we still got a long while yet before I'm getting stoked. I have a really hard time with winter. My mental health takes a dive.
Yeah. I
It's
can
Hmm.
brutal.
imagine.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
Yeah.
especially like in a place like South Dakota where the winters are rough.
Yeah, last winter was not bad, and this winter was just like sticking it to us. So I'm like, I felt like I've lived through 2 winters already, and I was gone for most of this month on tour. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, right, you were out there with Wolves at the Gate, right? Earlier this
yeah,
month. How was
yep,
that?
yes, that was great. Yeah, they're really great dudes. They
Yeah.
make really great music.
They've been making music
So
for a
yeah,
while too, right?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they've been around a long time. But yeah, we were out in the New England area, which was great because we don't get out to that area very often. So it was cool to be out there, and like the shows are actually good. Usually, when we're breaking into some of these newer markets, like we had played, I'd never played Providence before, and it was like a packed show. So it was cool to be
Nice.
playing some new markets that
Hmm.
were actually like the bill was full, So that's really
Yeah.
exciting and stuff.
Do you have a favorite Wolves at the Gate song?
Favorite. I'm really bad with song names, in general. I mean, Dead Man was always like, that was the one that I always really listened to because it was the 20-year anniversary of Capture or
Sure,
Yeah.
10
yeah.
or the 20-year or
Captors.
10-year. I didn't remember. Yeah, but I don't
10?
remember if it was
Yeah.
10 or 20. 20 can't
Yeah.
be right.
I
Can
think
it?
it's
That
10.
seems like forever ago.
Could
Anyways, but
be.
yeah, the Dead Man is on that one, and that song was always a jam of mine. But they have some new stuff, and I'm really bad at remembering names, but they have some new stuff that's really fire.
Yeah. It looks like their oldest EP on Spotify is 2010.
Yeah, so Captors came out in 2012. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would be 10 years.
10
Wow,
years,
man.
man.
That's awesome.
That's
I remember
crazy
when
stuff.
the Pulled from the Deep demos came out and the Back to School EP, that was man, I love the shit out of that EP. That EP was solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put man, I don't know if we want to clear the playlist. Do you want to clear the playlist or do you just want to add to it?
I'd say just add to
Okay,
Yeah,
it.
okay.
let's supplement it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's
Yeah.
one song on here I'm going to take off because it's no longer on Spotify. It's that Lung Burn song. I don't know what happened to that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it got removed.
Hmm.
So Dead Man will take that place.
Yeah, okay.
Listen up, all you VIP peers.
And VI
We have a
players.
goddamn Patreon now.
It's so aggressive.
I did.
We have a Patreon now,
Yeah, motherfuckers.
and a Discord,
Yeah,
and a YouTube,
Discord. Come
but
join it.
no webcams yet.
No webcams. You can't see our beautiful face.
Not yet.
Yeah. Shout out to Enormous Adam on Discord. Hit him up if you need a Discord. He did a great job on ours. It looks cool. But guess what? You won't know how it looks unless you join that bitch. If you would, please join our Discord and our Patreon. It would be really cool of you. We would love you forever. We still love you forever, even if you don't.
Yeah.
But-
You join the Patreon, you're gonna get stickers. You get to dehumanize me.
Yes.
You want to know what that means?
Go look
to
at
the
the
Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's
And
it.
subscribe to our fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah. Comment.
Thank you.
Review. Subscribe. We
Yeah,
love you
all
more.
that stuff. Do everything that you do for all the people that you love on YouTube. Do it for us too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We love you.
I noticed you do a lot of like covers as well on your
Yeah.
Instagram page. Do you do covers of songs that you like or just whatever you're feeling like that day?
Taking requests.
Yeah, I do. I usually do songs that I like. That's where it started. I'm just like, I just want to like, I mean, really this all kind of happened toward the end of COVID. And I wish that I would have started it at the beginning of COVID because it would have kept me a little more sane because I would have just been like working toward those, But I just was so uninspired and I didn't know how to really take on doing covers and stuff. But yeah, I started doing them toward the end of COVID. Just because I was like, well, I really want to, be working on my craft. I want to be, when you're in between tours, you're home for like 2 months, month and a half, 2 months. It's like, that's a lot of time for you to get rusty. And it's like, I could just keep practicing through our songs, but that's not a lot of fun by yourself, like jumping around in a vocal booth, singing along to your song without other people. So, I was like, the saying, like, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I think that's totally true. So I was like, you know what, I want to start doing these covers. And I just started, doing a few. And then people really liked them. Like Instagram and TikTok, like just started taking off really well. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, and like, not to mention, like, it just helps me become a better vocalist. Like, I'm learning like, I'm doing techniques that I wouldn't normally do. I'm doing cadences that I don't normally do. So it just really opened up my mind, like, as a performer and,
That's awesome.
as an artist. So yeah, and I just started doing it, and it's been going well. So I mean, we have a lot of people that come out to our shows now. I'm like, yeah, I found out about your band because of the covers that you do. And then there's the other side of things where I'll be at a show, and they're like, hey, you do covers on TikTok, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, are you from here? Like, no, my band is playing. Oh, you're in a band? So, like, they don't even know. Like, my following on TikTok and Instagram has surpassed the following of our band by like a lot.
Oh,
I mean, I have
wow.
almost 100,000 followers on Instagram just because of TikTok, or just because of my covers, and our band has like 18,000. So I mean, it's weird. I mean,
That's awesome.
whatever works though, I mean, like, if there's some crossover because people, find out about the band because of the covers, like, then it's totally worth it,
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you're doing songs that you like, man, let's talk about this variety for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, you went from like Corn. There's a
Oh yeah. I'm a new metal baby, so I had to
Static
do some of
X.
that.
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
definitely.
Metal's wonderful.
Where's the hold on, let me see. Limp Bizkit, and then
yeah.
this one right here, Eminem.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I've always thought that song could have been such a sick cover, but I don't think I'm like, man, that would be so hard to do as a metal vocalist, to scream every line that he spits, dude.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
unreal.
He is
Yeah.
insane. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I mean, I'm just looking at the variety of these covers is pretty dope. We can get some of these songs on here as well.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I grew up listening to new metal like hard. Like, I was definitely like Limp Bizkit and like Korn, and yeah, like that, and Mudvayne,
Oh,
Sting.
yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
I just, all of that was like my, like, Linkin Park was absolutely massive for me, growing up. So that's like, I used to scream along to a lot of those tracks when I was young. I started doing vocals when I was like 13 or 14, and I would just scream along to a lot of the songs that I heard on the radio,
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, let's get so I got like 5 of them. Let's get a Limp Bizkit song.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna give you one that's not even that I didn't even do a cover of. What's that the new Limp Bizkit? I gotta look it up. The
Is
one
it
that's got
Dad Vibes?
not that song. I mean,
Not
that
that
song
one?
is good, but the one that's got the freaking coolest riff ever.
Oh, let me see. Wes Borland is an amazing guitarist, man.
Dude, yeah. Is it Out of Style? Is that the one that just drops and it's just the heaviest riff ever?
Let me see.
But yeah, that new record is pretty sick.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit. I know when he dropped Dad Vibes, that song was it surpassed my expectations.
Yeah.
Dude. And I love that they named their record Still Sucks. Like, that's just so. Yeah, it's Out of Style.
Out of
That
Style.
song, Out of Style, that freaking riff, when that kicks in, that main hook riff is unreal good.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a riff that I would write right there.
Man, it's crazy like how many I know Wes Borland had a hand in like the metalcore post-hardcore scene.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Huge influentially that way.
Mhm.
He's like actually worked with a bunch of bands as well. Like I know he's worked with Drop Dead Gorgeous. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I do. Yep.
Yeah, he worked with them on that In Vogue album they did. I'm pretty sure he's credited on that.
Dang, that's cool. Yeah, he's a freaking riff god. That dude, he got riffs for days, and it's cool because like a lot of his riffs, there's nothing too crazy, but they're just so tasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mudvayne.
Oh yeah, Mudvayne's a big one. Deftones is like one of my all-time favorites.
We'll do
Same
Deftones
here,
as
man.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Deftones is still killing it too.
Dude, yeah, on tour, I honestly just in life in general, I listen to Deftones probably more than I listen to any band.
I think
That's
they were my
awesome.
top listen to this last year or whatever on Spotify.
Yeah. You got a Mudvayne song for us?
Oh yeah. Gosh, I'm bad at names. Hold on, let me pull up there. Dude, let's see. I don't want to do the stereotypical, the like their main hit, but that one is good. Dig is. I
Dig
did
is
a
good,
cover of
yeah.
Dig. Dig is good. Yeah, let's go with Dig.
Lost and Found was actually a really good record, and so was The End of All Things That Come.
Mm.
But Dig, yeah, we'll do Dig. And then
That or Scream with Me. That song also. That one's off of their self-titled. That one's freaking really good. I like that one
yeah,
too.
we'll do both of those then. And then Corn.
Yeah. Ooh. Favorite corn song. I think I probably got to go with what's the name? Dang, there's a lot. I really like. I really like corn a lot, and they have so many like really just good bangers. I
They
probably
really
got to
do,
go with
yeah.
"Got the Life," dude. I mean, that record
Yeah.
in general is so good. Follow the Leader,
Oh yeah, yeah. Those
but
first
yeah,
like three or four albums were just they were just you couldn't beat them, man.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Lincoln Park.
You could just put all like their whole discography or the first three records, man. Dude, that Meteoria, I played the heck out of that Meteoria. I think that like I bought that record and it lived in my car in the CD player for years.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, that whole record is just so good. Let's see. I mean, I would Faint was always just so good. That the minute that song came out, I fell in
yeah,
love with that. But
yeah.
Don't Stay is also. I mean, that whole record is so good. But I would say Don't Stay and Faint probably
Okay.
two of my faves on that one.
So these last two, you can either pick one or do both. It doesn't matter. Static X and Deftones.
Oh, you gotta do both. I
All
can't
right.
pick between. Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, gotta do both, bro. You can't do both.
Yeah, Wayne Static, man.
dude,
Rip.
yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have a favorite Deftones record? I feel like I've had this conversation more times
Diamond
than not.
Eyes for me.
Yeah, dude. Same. Well, I'm kind of like
It's
Diamond
tough.
Eyes. Yeah, Diamond Eyes is definitely up there. It's between that one and what's the Koyo Kan Koi no
Koi no
Yokin.
Yokon. Yeah, something like
Yokin.
that.
Yeah, that Swerve City is one of my favorite songs
Yeah,
by them.
that's a sick riff.
Yeah.
I have not listened to enough of their new stuff. I listened through like a couple times, but
Yeah.
I'm a white pony guy, man.
Oh, sure.
God,
Gore
That's
was
fair.
kind of a Gore was kind of an off one for me. It's got a couple good songs, but that was
Yeah.
probably one of my least favorites. But the new record's pretty good, but um, I'm still like constantly always bumping Diamond Eyes, Koi no
Oh yeah.
Yokon, and White Pony, Around the Fur.
Mhm.
Around the Fur, I don't jam quite as much, maybe, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. I just love how heavy, like they're so heavy, but at the same time, they're not heavy. It's
Yes,
crazy. It's
yeah.
like,
There's like
Yeah.
that. Everybody's talking about like the Deftones core that's like resurging with all the hardcore
yeah,
bands.
yeah.
They take a lot of influence, or it sounds like they do at least.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
So
have you listened to Loathe at all?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Loathe is like the modern. Well, you can't even say a modern version of Deftones because Deftones is still modern, but um, Loathe is like the heavy version of Deftones.
yeah. We actually we saw Deftones a couple years ago. It's been a while now, but
Yeah, that was
it's
several
still a
years
good
ago,
memory
but
though.
I saw them not too long ago. I've seen them like
I know you have,
two, three
yeah.
times now. Yeah. I don't miss them. They come to Dallas, dude. I gotta go. I
You're
don't care
there.
who's with
Yeah,
them. I gotta go.
yeah. I was gonna see him with the that Gojira tour, and then
That's the one I saw. Yeah.
yeah, COVID happened, and then when they rebooked it, we were on tour or something.
Oh
We didn't catch
man.
it. Yeah, mega bummer because both those bands are so sick.
Mhm.
Gojira is another one you could definitely throw on.
Okay.
Yeah, throw
On
them on there. They were all new to me, but I was like, dude, this stuff's pretty rad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gojira. They're an older band. I mean, they've got a lot of hits from previous years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's do Static X.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, Push It's obviously the biggest jam in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but the only that one's sick. Blood for Days is sick. Terrible Lie. But yeah, I'd say Push It's like. I mean, that's an instant like I'm freaking pumped.
Yeah. And now for the probably the hardest decision you'll have to make all night, Deftones.
Favorite songs from Deftones?
Yeah.
I would say definitely Swerve City. Um, what's the one with what's the Butcher? You Called the Butcher. You've Seen the Butcher. That's what it's called. I think that song is like, dude, that the tempo in that, or not the tempo, the time signature in that song is just the craziest thing ever. But it sounds like it's not hard, but when you try and dissect the song, it's crazy. It's like 15, 16 bouncing between that and something else. It's nuts.
Yeah. And then we'll do Gojira.
Yeah, Flying Whales probably would be a first pick right off the top.
Let's get into Tongue Tied, man.
Sure.
You wrote that album, and I read something about how you were born tongue-tied, basically.
Yes.
Is there is that like a disorder? Like, is there a name for it?
So I know that there's that's like a common metaphor or saying. And yeah, but there actually is a medical term behind that also.
Yeah.
So tongue-tied is when you have like that skin that's underneath your tongue, it like that little strandy guy, it comes all the way up to the tip of your tongue, and like where if you don't have it like the procedure done, you would not be able to lift up your tongue.
Oh wow.
You would not be able to speak correctly. Yeah. So I don't remember what the percentage of babies born with that disorder, but it is like a kind of a higher thing. It's like a pretty common thing. But yeah, so I was born tongue-tied, and they had to perform the procedure right away, and it's really kind of a barbaric thing. They just take a scissors and start cutting away until it's right.
Jeez.
Yeah, so pretty brutal. But so I came out of the womb like straight up screaming, yo.
Yeah. Well, look at you now.
Yeah. Now you're making money off
that.
That
was my dude. But yeah, so I was born tongue-tied, and so it is a metaphor, but it's also like, it's a medical condition, but it's also like kind of a metaphor for me in my life with like, I was born, I grew up in a really small town conservative farm like area. Yeah. And like I was this like little metalhead that just wanted to, be understood, and people did not understand me, and didn't know why I wore black all the time and like why I listened to screaming music, and stuff like that. And so it was always really hard for me to kind of communicate with people and kind of, connect with people in a way. And so it's kind of, but through music, I kind of found my voice, so that's like kind of like where the metaphor comes from.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely resonate with that. I mean, we're from a small conservative town, and everyone here is just square toe boots and country music, and Augie and I are, we're listening to like Zayo and Norma Jean and stuff, and people are like, "What the hell?" And
the people are still like
devil
that
music. Yeah, they're still like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's definitely tough. Like I get it. People don't necessarily, much less like the understanding part. It's just like they almost just dismiss you.
Yeah.
Like if you just talk to me, like we don't have to talk about music. I'm like, I'm a cool dude. Like talk about anything,
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I remember I was at work one time, and this guy I work with, he was like, "Hey man, put on some music," and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." But I just put like, he was like into like boat rock and stuff, so I just threw a bunch of that on there, and threw like some Killswitch Engage on there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I love this song," and I was like, "All right, cool," he's down with that, and I was like, let me push a little
Turn
further
up the notch
because
here. Yeah.
I know
see how far we can go
exactly
here.
right. So I threw on some Lamb of God, which is like they go like hand in hand with Kill Switch to me because
I
that's
think so. Yeah.
you know. So threw on some Lamb of God, and he was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was like, "Oh, you you don't know who Lamb of God is?" Like,
Yeah.
You went
But I'm
too
on
far,
that.
I
Hubby.
went too far with
Yep.
that one, so
Went too
I
far. Don't
dialed
put
it
on
back
Earth
a notch.
Groans.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I had to dial it back a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, we completely resonate with you there. We, like I said, you know, we're which that's not all we listen to, but
No, of
you
course not.
know, it's just what we
Right.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and
And
the all
we,
black thing, man, I wish I could have wore all black growing
oh,
up.
for real. Yeah. But like we found that this is a way to like communicate with other people with similar. I mean, we've interviewed other folk like pop and rap artists as well because we enjoy some of that stuff too. But I would say the bulk of it is,
Yeah, well, we were
hardcore,
solid state
post-hardcore,
kids growing
metalcore.
up, me and
Yeah,
Adam.
100%.
Yeah.
So this is sort of a cool way to just talk to other people and like, we can talk about Zayo and what that was like and
Yeah,
hearing that stuff when we were younger. Like it's cool to just be able to relate to one another.
yeah, for sure. Which Solid State, man, that was like our record label.
Oh yeah.
If it
Same.
had Solid State on the back of it, it was a banger, certified.
Yep. Yeah,
And,
it was a Face Down and Solid State both. And
yeah,
I found out about both of those labels because I would go to like there was a festival in Wilmer, Minnesota that had like an HM stage and it was all just Solid State and Face Down bands. So I
That's
literally
awesome.
would go there and find out about all the new bands and the new records that were coming out. And then that was what I listened to. So
yeah. Speaking of Solid State, it's like next month is going to be a cool month because I've got 2 Solid State interviews dropping. So I got you, and we also have the ongoing concept dropping. So
cool. Yeah.
I was like, heck yeah, man, it's going to be a Solid State month for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's get back to the EP.
Yeah.
You released March 3rd. I listened to it probably like 5 times today. And
Dang, nice. Thank you.
yeah, man, it's amazing. It's awesome. Real good work. So is that the theme of the whole EP or is that just that song?
So there's two songs that like correlate directly like with that. Like the first song, Tongue Tied, of course, and then the last song, Discordant Symphony, is all just about using like that God-given voice, that God-given gift that you have for good, not wasting it. So those 2 songs definitely like are tied in with that. The Same Blood is kind of in a sense it's tied in because Same Blood is all about racism and like homophobia and stuff like that. And for like the people that have been like fighting to have a voice for years, and just like being able to do that and like us kind of standing along with them, like with those people that are trying to have a voice, trying to find a voice, So Overgrown is not so much Overgrown and Over the Edge are not really tied in too much with that theme.
Yeah. I think it was Overgrown. I think, let me see. I'm looking at the lyrics now. It was like I think there's like the Overgrown when you yell at like near the end. Oh man, that was it's a sick breakdown.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Overgrown and Discordant Symphony, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one
too.
I was listening. I don't remember the name of the song because I was listening to it while I was scrubbing my shower, but there was one that it kind of caught me off guard because it's just like a but I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I do that from time to time.
Yeah, it was sick, man. I don't know what you did there, but it was.
I probably didn't either. I was like, I'm gonna make a sound here. I don't know what's gonna come out, and then it just happens. I'm like, that sounds sick. Let's go with that.
Heck yeah, man. Has the reception on this EP been good?
Yeah, so far so good. We dropped it when we were on tour, and surprisingly enough, a lot of people like already. Well, I mean, we had the single Overgrown came out like a month before. Okay. So people already had a chance to listen to that one when we went out on this tour, and a lot of people already knew the words and everything and helped me scream that Overgrown line and stuff, which is really sick. Cool, I mean, the fact that people are showing up and already knowing the words like to some of the songs is like always really exciting, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had a lot of encouragement just from the people that were at our shows. They all, you know, had really nice things to say. We didn't do super well on Spotify, like landing playlists, which was a bummer for us because we've almost always landed like a pretty big playlist, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, like playlisting is kind of the like kind of makes or breaks you in this industry. It's crazy how Spotify has really taken over that. But yeah, so unfortunately, we didn't land much for playlisting, which is just weird because most people that I've talked to or have like a lot of people are commenting like online, you know, that this is our best record yet, but we didn't land a playlist. So I'm like, well, is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so, but who knows? Sometimes that stuff is political and weird.
Yeah,
So
that's all. It's all. I don't know. I think it's all like perception. I guess
yeah.
it's a very good record, and it doesn't
For
matter if you're
sure.
on a playlist or not. It's a great record.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so far, I mean, yeah, I would say that I'm very happy with like how it all turned out, and it seems like everybody else is, or a lot of our fans are also. So
Yeah. Well, that's good, man.
Yeah. So do you have like a musical hot take, something that might, have a crowd of pitchforks and torches outside your door?
oh man, I might have to think about that one for a little bit.
Okay, we can come back to
Um,
that for sure.
yeah, I'm gonna keep that one in the back of my mind, stirring,
Okay.
and see what comes out on that one.
So we've talked a lot about, coming up as or the music from when we were coming up, but do you have any like bands or artists that you're just really digging right now, or even homies you want to shout out? We can add them to the playlist.
There is, let's see, there's a band called In Search of Solace that we've done one tour with. They just dropped a record earlier this year that's really, really good. They have a song called Death Follows Me. That's a song that I think everyone should hear. Definitely similar, kind of a similar vibe to Earth Groans, but more like straightforward, I guess, hardcore,
Yeah.
not so much
Gotcha.
chaotic metalcore like we do. But they're freaking really sick. There's a band they're on Tooth and Nail, so they're on the other side of Solid State. They're
Mhm.
called Salt Creek. There's some friends of mine that are really, really talented and definitely deserve some recognition. They put out a record earlier this was it this year or last year? Oh, maybe 2021. Wow, I guess that's farther back than I thought. But they have a record called Out of the Sky that's super good. You could probably pick that song. It's called High Horse. I'd
All right.
say slap that baby in there. That's super good. For bands that I've been listening to, man, I've been on a stick to your guns kick lately.
Hey, I haven't heard of them in forever, man.
Yeah, and they're one of those bands that once in a while I'll kind of just forget they exist, and then I'll rediscover them and I'll be stuck with them for a really long time.
Yeah.
They have that song Where the Sun Never Sleeps that I freaking just cannot get enough of that song. That record
Yeah.
in general, the Hope Division, that record is super, super good.
Yeah. I remember that artwork and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how many people got that tattooed on them.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure a ton of people did.
Yeah, and just
It's
kind
a
of like
sick.
the heartogram as well. The heartogram was like
Yeah,
good night.
yeah.
Adam, didn't you have some etnies with the heartogram on them?
I don't think so.
Oh, those were the BAM ones though, right?
I had the audios.
The audios, yeah.
I didn't have those ones. I just had like the BAM
The BAM ones,
era
okay.
audios, yeah, but they didn't have the hologram. I'm not sure I would have rocked those. Let me just be real.
Yeah.
I
You're not sure what?
said I'm gonna just be real. I'm not sure I would have rocked those back
Ah,
then.
man, yeah.
That,
Yeah,
that
true.
version of me.
That is true, yeah.
Have you guys listened to the new Stray from the Path record, Euthanasia?
I have not.
No.
Oh, dude,
Let's
that
get it
is
on there.
like their best. I think that's the best thing they've ever done. It's so freaking good, and the production on it's really, really good.
Yeah, give us a song to check out.
Guillotine is Guillotine is
Guillotine.
crazy good.
Sweet.
I've heard of them a lot. They've been popping up all
Yeah,
over
me
my
too.
Yeah,
feed.
they've been doing a lot of really cool tours. I think they're out with like Motionless and White right now. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
with Beartooth and Motionless and White, and I'm like, yo, how did that happen? Because they are pretty heavy. I mean,
yeah,
they're like, but yeah, I mean, and they like you can definitely tell listening to Straight from the Path that they were like huge Rage Against the Machine fans. And so I too am like a big Rage Against the Machine fan. So
yeah.
like I immediately I'm obviously like into it. So
Man, the coolest thing about that last Rage tour was watching Sonny from Hate 56 get to film the whole tour.
dude, yeah.
Because just watching him, dude, he was like ecstatic every single night, dude. Just
Oh, that'd be so fun.
yeah. I mean, he puts in so much work for underground, like hardcore bands and everything like that. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've seen any of his videos.
Yep. Yep, I have.
Yeah, he puts in a lot of work.
That's cool.
Yeah, this Straight from the Path. You mentioned Loathe earlier. I wasn't for sure. I wrote them down. I don't know if you want to throw a
Yeah.
Loathe song on there or not.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm definitely down for they have one song, Two-Way Mirror, I think it is.
Yeah, that's the most frequent. That's the
Yeah.
good one. Yeah,
Yeah. That one's definitely got the Deftones vibe for sure.
yeah.
But I mean that song just super good.
Is there any like big tours you got coming up or anything like that?
No, not really. We just got back, and so we're working on trying to get things rolling. We're trying to get, trying to land the support slots like everybody else. And that's the thing is we always push for a support slot, and then if we can't get support stuff, we'll just book something ourselves.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we're kind of working on that. We got some festivals in the summer that we'll be playing. Um, just around the Midwest.
yeah.
But besides that, man, I'm just really trying to, I guess, push the new record and see if we can land something for support slots. But
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of that stuff is just kind of like waiting game and hoping that somebody like will like throw you a bone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we have a lot of like up and coming bands and stuff like that listening to this show. And so what kind of music do you normally produce? You want to do a little shout out for All Poetics?
Sure. Yeah, I do. I mainly do heavy stuff. I do a lot of stuff like Earth Groans, but then I do like, I'll do like stuff like Kill Switch, like or Periphery, like just proggy stuff, and pretty much anything heavy or anything that remotely is a little bit heavier. I end up doing. I've done a couple like pop punk style bands. I've done like some turnstile bands and like more
Yeah.
like shoegaze or balance and composure, like shoegazy stuff. But for the most part, I'm really just doing a ton of like heavy stuff. So
Okay.
anything that's remotely heavy, I'm pretty into.
And do
So
you mix and master your own stuff?
I do. Yep.
Okay. Sweet. That's like a good resume right there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right there.
What kind of stuff have you done? Well, here it is.
Yeah. Exactly. That is kind of the thing. Is like, well, have you heard of my band? Yeah. Well, okay. I've done all of our stuff. So then
Yeah.
you've heard my work. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's good work too. Yeah,
Thank you.
so hopefully we can get you a little work put in for that. I don't know how
I'll
busy your
I'll
schedule
throw
is
you
with that.
throw you some commish.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, anybody needs stuff mix and mashing, or even tracked, go to Jeremy. All
For
Poetic
sure.
Studios on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, tell them we sent you a promo code VIP playlist.
That's right.
Oh man. Yeah, well we're ecstatic, man. Are you working on new music or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean,
I know this just
our
released, but the grind never
yeah,
stops.
well,
So
it's actually been done, 6 months or so. It was done last year, so it's like it's just all about the waiting game. We gotta wait for
yeah,
art to get done. Gotta So yeah, the record's been done for a while. So yeah, I've already been writing for new stuff, and so I don't know what we're gonna do yet though, because so that the EP we just put out, Tongue Tied, that was the last EP for our record cycle, or our contract with Solid State. So
I got you.
yeah, so I'm not sure like what I want to do going forward, if we'll do another EP or if I'll just like, maybe might need to shop out like for signing to another label, or I might go independent. I don't know. It's kind of a weird place to be in, really.
Yeah,
And
interesting.
Yeah, especially since you've been on
yes.
Solid State for a really long time. So
Yeah. So kind of the world's my oyster, and we'll just see what it serves up, I guess. Just kind of put some feelers out to see if anybody else is interested, or I mean, a lot of bands are going independent these days and have been having success.
They
yeah,
have,
So
yeah.
that's always an option. Like, I wouldn't mind being able to make a little money off of music. Like, we've still never gotten a paycheck from our music from Spotify or anything, because it all goes to our label and stuff, So I have a couple friends bands that are independent, and they're like, yeah, actually the money's, like, yeah, like when you look at, Spotify alone is 0.005 cents a stream or whatever.
yeah.
But all of the streaming sites combined, it does end up being a little bit of money. So I wouldn't be mad if I made a little money off of our music. Right now, we survive off of merch. So
yeah, a lot of the bands that we talked to said that like 1 million streams on Spotify, just on Spotify alone, 1 million streams is like $400.
yeah, it's not great, but
Yeah,
when you have, when you build up a large, portfolio or I don't know, a large discography, you add all that up, and it does end up being something.
but that would be also like I know Patreon plays a big factor in a lot of those bands as well, and like Discord, and like releasing certain things for Patreon supporters, along with getting money from Spotify and stuff like that. Is how a lot of bands make it. So
Yeah,
maybe something to look
sure.
into. That'd be nice, dude.
Yeah, that is. I mean, and also Instagram now, they have like
Paid partnerships,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah, stuff like that. So some of that stuff is could be a cool way to make a little
when
side
you do
hustle or
those
whatever.
covers, how do you not get like flagged?
Because it's all just because like I'm putting my own voice over. I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, but
So I know Facebook and
feel
Instagram, like last year, they cracked down really hard on like stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I don't get flagged either, but I feel like that's probably coming. So I'm gonna try and get as much in this as I can.
Yeah.
While the getting's good.
Right?
So,
That's funny.
That's awesome, man. I mean, a lot of I guess new beginnings for you. Hopefully it all works out for you, dude. Earth Groans is legit.
Yeah, we're
So-
rooting for you
Thanks,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah, man. Adam, you got anything?
Any update on that hot take?
Yeah.
that's correct. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but and it's hard because I do like the band Spirit Box, but I probably don't like that band as much as everyone else does.
I got you.
I mean, they're cool, they're fine, but how big they are is kind of a nut. Like, that's pretty nutty to me. Like,
Yeah.
how massive, like, and how fast they exploded.
Bro, yeah, they went big quick.
Yeah, and I don't really get that all the time, but that's just kind of happens for some bands. Some bands just blow up overnight, and it's just like, how did that happen? But
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a while, and then it did seem like it was like overnight. I was like, what just happened?
yeah,
Yeah, they got big. Real
Kind of how
quick.
Sleep Token happened too. They've been around for like 8 years, and
Yeah.
like this last couple of releases are just, you can't go anywhere without somebody talking about Sleep Token.
yeah. Which I just listened to them on this tour, and I gotta say, I'm kind of into it. I mean, like, it's not like my favorite band, but I understand like why they're doing so, like why
Yeah.
it's taken off. It's like kind of bouncing around and genre jumping and stuff. And I feel like that we might be seeing that a lot more in upcoming like bands, like
Yeah.
the genre jumping thing. Cause it's like everything's been done. It's like it's hard to do originality anymore because a lot of bands are just doing, kind of the same thing over and over again. And so people are trying to experiment with new things. And I think that genre jumping, like within songs, is probably something more we'll see a little bit more of.
Oh yeah, from Earth Groans or from just in general?
Not from us.
That'd be
Not
dope,
from
man.
us, but
Get
just in,
the West
just in
Borland lick
general.
on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I guess I shouldn't say anything yet because I might write
Put
something wacky that I'll be like, hey, yo, I'm gonna try this out, see how it goes.
Yeah.
put some Eminem verses on there, bro.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
yeah, spit some bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you on this. There's a couple bands, like big bands, that I'm probably, if I were to say anything, I would probably lose my head. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know a lot of I still have the occasional person that will talk about how much they hate Knocked Loose, and I'm like, I love Knocked Loose. I think Knocked
yeah,
Loose is I mean, they were another one of those bands that blew up really fast that
yeah,
they were a hot take band that like one person loves them, the next person hates them.
Yeah.
I think that their writing is amazing. I think that his voice is really unique, and a lot of people don't like his voice, but I think that's what makes them Knocked Loose. Is his
yeah.
style of vocals. So
Well, I don't know. I know with like the right and wrong ways to do vocals, there's only so many different types of sounds you can make with your voice without hurting it.
yeah,
So when somebody comes along with a different vocal style, it's either a love or a hate for most people.
yeah,
And his voice definitely stands out amongst the hardcore scene.
Hmm.
yep.
So
Yeah, I remember hearing Architects for the first time, and that was the Hollow Crown record, which I don't know if you listen to that record, but his voice sounds wretched. Like
yeah,
it sounds like he's hurting himself so bad. But so the first time I heard that record, I was like, "Yo, his voice sounds terrible." But now that's one of my favorite records because it's so aggressive and it
yeah,
sounds like so. I don't even know what the word is, just like so out of control and crazy, like in a good way that it
yeah.
just sounds like it's so intense. But that's one of my favorite records by them still.
Yeah. I remember. So when wow, man, what's his name? Oh, Will. Whenever Will released the first song with Lorna Shore, I showed Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam was like, "Man, turn this off. I hate this guy. He's so talented for what? For no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
You're pissing me off, dude. How's he this good?
Yeah, he's like that dude.
dude, like
He
just
can make a lot of sounds.
yeah, he can. And they did this weird video. I watched it just because I was so intrigued by it. He went and had like a cilioscope or whatever it's called done to his throat while he was screaming. And that was so interesting, man, because the noises he makes, dude, you're like, there's no way he's not blowing out his throat. But no, they were like, this is probably the safest like way to scream we've ever seen. It's like,
yeah,
that's insane, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of music, though, right? Like, kind of like you said, Jeremy, like one person they love it, one person they hate it, but I mean, it's all out there for us to enjoy and figure out what we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Well, one thing we do like to do with these playlists is throw on two of your songs. So give me two of your favorite songs from Tongue Tied.
I'd probably say let's do Overgrown, and then I think Over the Edge would be the other one.
All right. So we'll start the new updated Dirty Worms playlist off with Overgrown, and we'll end it with Over the Edge. But yeah, Adam, you want to do the close?
Sure. Do we want to get the last thing you listened to?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the last thing you listened to on Spotify?
The last thing that I listened to?
Yeah, or whatever you use. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had a pretty busy day, but usually I'll start off the day with like something like a little more chill, usually like instrumental or something. There's a band called or an individual, I don't know what it is, called Lorn, Lorn. He's got he does a lot of instrumental style stuff, but it's kind of almost industrial in a way too. But he has a song called Anvil, I believe. that was the last thing that I listened to today, anyways.
Okay, right on. And then if you just want to shout out your like band social media handles, anything you got going on for the listeners that may have not caught the first episode, so they can, go on there and see all your covers and just catch up, see what you guys got going on.
Yeah.
Sure. You can find us anywhere, social media, any of the social medias, just, most of them are just Earth Groans, Twitter, Earth Groans, Instagram, Earth Groans, Facebook, Earth Groans. We do have a website, it's Earth Groans Music, and that also has links to all of our social medias and everything else. If you want to follow my personal, where I do all the covers, mine is just Jeremy_Groans, and that's both on TikTok and Instagram is where I put in those covers. So I've literally put out like 100 covers at this point. So if you haven't seen them yet, you can go indulge.
Yeah,
You can spend quite a while just going down and watching all the covers.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody go check out those social pages and go listen to the latest EP, Tongue Tied. It's really awesome. It's going to take you no time. It's like 17 minutes long. So just no excuses. Go listen to it.
Yeah, no excuses. Yeah. All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. Oh, also All Poetic Studio as well, if you want your stuff produced.
Yes.
So, yeah. But all right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on and talking to us. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your night and all the future stuff that you got going on, man.
Appreciate it. And you guys are in Dallas, right?
Texas. Adam's in Dallas. I'm in East Texas, like some little podunk town in East Texas.
Gotcha. Yeah. We don't have anything booked down there yet for the year, but Dallas is always one of my favorite places to play. So
when you do, dude, I'll make it there.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it.
I'll do my best.
Sure.
I have a lot going on right now, so I'll do my best.
He's got to grout his or silicone his bathroom.
Yeah, my shower. Well, we're fixing up our house, so like every day I come home and I've been working on the house, and then I also have 3 kids. Like tomorrow, I got to wake up at 3:00 in the morning and drive 4 hours away. I'm not looking forward to that. Yeah, my son is in archery, and he made state. So I got to wake up and take him. I got to drive 4 hours away at 3:00 in the morning. Not excited about it.
Hey, man.
Well, thanks for doing the interview.
For sure.
It's cool, man. I probably won't get much sleep anyway. I don't know if you heard my baby waking up earlier. So
he's going to game after this. Don't worry, Jeremy.
Probably. Yeah. We got to get a little Elden Ring in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but all right, man. Well, we appreciate you, and you have a nice night.
Yep. Thanks again, man. You have a good night too.
Later.
You too.
See you guys. Bye.
Later.